Hi guys, it's been a super long time since I posted a video about math. So here it is another math problem. So before I want to explain how this question works, I want to first explain what is inductive reasoning, which is a really important math term. So inductive reasoning in math is basically reasoning. It is a type of reasoning that uses information from different examples to form a conclusion called conjecture. So here we have a sentence here. Determine whether the conjecture is true or false. So conjecture, as I said before, it is a conclusion. And then it says give a counterexample if the conjecture is false. So a counterexample is basically an example that does not agree with the conjecture. So if the conjecture is false, then we want to use a counterexample to explain why this conjecture is false. So here we have a sentence. If two angles are supplementary, then they are both acute angles. Now, for the blue sentence that I highlighted, as you can see, it is an if. So whenever we see something like this, the if part of the sentence, it is always true. It's given. It is always. Always true. And then the yellow part which I highlighted, the then part, it could be false. It could be true or it could be false. So based on the information that you're given, it could be false or it could be true. So the then part is not always true. So the then part, basically, is the conjecture. So the question is asking give a counterexample if the conjecture is false. So first of all, we want to know if this sentence here, if the then part is false. So first of all, let's take a look at the question. If two angles are supplementary, then they are both acute angles. So remember, if you don't understand the question, you can always draw. So first of all, what is supplementary? Supplementary is basically 180 degrees. So I have a line here, and it could be a 180 degrees, but it could be made up in many different angles to form a 180-degree angle. So it says two angles are supplementary, so we know that there are two angles, and it says they are supplementary. So we have a line, and we know for sure that it is 180 degrees, and it is made up of two angles. So it does not say exactly what the measure of the both angles are. So we can draw like this, or we can draw like this, or like this. It can be anything. So let's say I draw it like this. So now we have two angles, and both angles add up to 180 degrees. And the conjecture is they are both acute angles. Well, let's take a look at our drawing here. It says both angles are acute. Is it true or is it false? Well, it is false because as you can see here, yes, this is acute. But the angle here, this is definitely not acute. It is obtuse. So it can be right. They are both acute angles. They aren't both acute angles. It says they are, but they aren't. So the conjecture is false. And we have to give a counterexample. Remember, when we want to make a counterexample, we do not always have to write a sentence. We can always draw, like me. What I did was I just drew it. And that is already a counterexample. You don't always have to write a sentence. Sometimes writing a sentence is more helpful, but sometimes it's not necessary. So for this example, it is not necessary to write a sentence for me. For some people, they might want to they might want to create a sentence, but I won't. I want to draw. So yeah, basically this is a type of inductive reasoning.